Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hi, my name is Royce, and welcome to the blog. If you have noticed something different with the audio, I am trying this wireless, headphones, so I don't need to talk louder. It's a very foggy uh, afternoon, midday, or middag here in Sweden, and I'm off today, and I tried laying down in bed as long as I could, but boy, it was so freaking boring. Not really an if the outside is like this. Very foggy, quite warm. It's about 1 degree above zero, and it's expected to rain or sleet in English. Uh, I'm heading to the hotel to right now to grab some breakfast, and then go to the spa again, and then you know wait for our dinner around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It would be nice to walk here, but we probably don't have enough time. So again, welcome to the blog. This is my story about a guy who lived all over Europe, from Ireland, tried living in Austria, Italy, Germany, Luxembourg, twice in the UK, tried also in Norway, Finland. They're all nice places though, but the best place for me, from my experience, is that it would be somewhere in Scandinavia. And for the last almost 8 years this year, I've been living in Stockholm, Sweden, which is the capital of of this area, this big country. And so far, so good. Uh, this is where I walk. This is our little settlement. That's number 15. And you would see the other number 14 is 1 kilometer that way. And it's a Saturday today. And it's really not cold. I mean, I'm not even wearing my what do you call that? My hoodie, or we'll see. Okay, so oh, lorries. I brought my camera today. Hopefully, we'll find something beautiful to show to you later on. If you have any questions or things that you want to talk about, that is, of course, should be related to living here, it will be greatly appreciated. Oh no, wait. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, we just wait for these trucks to pass by. Yes, hi. This is northern Sweden. It's the, how do you say that? Northern Sweden. This is the northernmost part of Sweden. This is Swedish Lapland. And I'm currently working in a hotel, a 500 room hotel, as a chef, one of the chefs. Okay, not the biggest one, just the, one of those little guy chefs. Okay, because one of my plans in life is to move here long term, and when the opportunity came to work for the winter season in this really good hotel, I took the opportunity to go. So so far so good. Since January, and I'll end in March, so it's almost 100 days. It should be longer, but things are a little bit fluid at the moment, so we don't really know how things are going to progress. Of course, the longer would be better if given the choice. Oh, I don't really need my gloves today. We'll take it off because it's cumbersome. But look at this view, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this view. This is private property, okay? This is private land. It's pavement, okay? It's not some gravel land. This is a very well maintained place. And if you have any questions about, if you're also interested in living in a place similar to this, it not necessarily have to be the same place. Please, no, not because I don't want neighbors. It's just we're better off like living, with some distances. Okay, I think this is one of the patrols here to make sure that the property is well secured and everything. So, so those are one of the guys that works in the hotel, and most of the guests here are Germans. So it would be nice if you know how to speak German. So generally, we're facing north. North is this way. Yeah, north is this way, and then west is this way, generally, and east is this way. Oh, somebody asked me before about wildlife. Well, there are wildlife here. There are lynx that I was told, or bobcats, hares. The one that turns into white, because, like for example, in Stockholm, we have hares in the city, but they don't really do that fur changing thing. I don't know if these are two distinct species, but I don't see any gray ones here. And it's very hard to spot the white ones because they're really well camouflaged. There are deers, and there are moose, and there are beavers and gray squirrels, which is an invasive species. Because gray squirrels are from, how to say that, North America. What we have here as native squirrels are the red ones. Yes. So again, my name is Royce, Royce from Sweden. This is my blog slash podcast about, sharing my thoughts about life that should be connected here. Unfortunately, somebody asked me about spirituality and religion. Well, it's not really something that's really super connected with this one. So we rather stay away from that conversation as well. Wait, who's this? Chile? Okay. I'm having a hard time reading because of the glare. Because glare is reflected light. So even though there's no sun, the sun should be in around these parts. The light is coming from everywhere, so I can see only the reflection from. But I appreciate you keep on sending the messages, and we'll try to read it as cockle. What's that? Koki. I think your name is Koki. Koki or cockle. COKLE or COKIE. Well, welcome again. Welcome. Oh, God, imagine if the reason why I'm walking is that I flew here from Stockholm. If you're going to take a car to this part from Stockholm, it's still a good 8 hours, 9 hours drive or more, depending on the road conditions. And to put that in perspective, the length of Sweden, if you put the northern part to the southern bit where it faces Denmark, the other end would be somewhere in Italy. And from Stockholm to Milan, Italy, I know that for a fact, it takes about 24 hours of driving with the speed limit and maybe some provisions of sleeping in some motels along the way, because not really very wise to to drive not without sleep unless you have a death wish. Then again, it's not really even like a nice wish at all. So this is in Slognas, Slagnas. It's very quiet. The only sound that I hear would be the rumbling of the how do you say that? The rumbling of the water and everything. So the this snowmobile tracks is part of the maintenance crews. How do you say that? Roads, so to speak. Because on that other end over there, because this is a clearing for the power lines, at the opposite end of this one would be also water, but it's a dead end, like a cul-de-sac. And then this one is also connected to, if you veer to the left, would go to where I live, and veer to the right, you're going to the end of the hotel complex where it faces the lake. Very beautiful place. I would imagine that this one would be, instead of being very green, it would be very white. It would be very green. Although I was told that there is a part of the year, sometime spring or summer, because all of this water will be melting, and it will create millions or countless puddles of water that is perfect for mosquitoes to breed. And since there are no predators for mosquitoes here, i.e. spiders or frogs, they multiply without control. Okay, so that's bad. I think that's the most annoying part of the year. If you would ask anybody from how do you say that, from a standpoint of living here as well. So like I said, if you have any other questions, I'd like to share my thoughts with you about things about life here. If you are the person, whatever orientation you are, if you believe in prepping like I do, prepping, the one that this group of people that have this like tendency to prepare for the worst possible things that may happen. Okay, don't go too crazy. I'm not preparing for zombies running around these parts. Okay, no. It's just plain common sense for me. Is that in these parts, if you live here, if you have a house like this, you cannot always depend on supermarkets, on nature for food. There was a time that I was, how do you say that? There was a time I watched a YouTube video about this guy who moved to Alaska. He's an American, if I'm not mistaken. He moved to Alaska. To make the story short, he moved there in the belief that he already know all of the things that are needed to survive in the wild. And he was, that friend that says like, I'm going to eat berries. Yeah, sure, there are berries here for sure. Berries, hunt for food. Fun fact, even though there are animals here, cold forests or winter forests or forests like this in the Arctic, or close to the Arctic, they don't have enough animals to go around that could sustain you for years. Okay, forget about the movies about hunting deer, butchering it, and live on a fire or something with with one of those like camping things. Oh God. Nathan, hi Nathan. Yeah, uh, it's not really very smart. Okay, so shorter story of that guy. He really fell in love with the wild. He found this bus, abandoned bus, which is again another weird thing in the middle of that, an abandoned school bus, the American version of the school bus, and he lived there. And then I think, of course, the bus is not insulated in any shape or form. And I think a couple of years or a year later, a couple of hikers found his body, and there was a message and everything. And of course, he died from most likely from starvation or hypothermia, because no, you cannot be slim, fit, body beautiful in this kind of parts during winter. If you don't have that FAT in your body in healthier amounts. Wait. Hello, traveler. Yes, hi. Who's this? Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Okay, hi. Uh, if you like, put it this way, I have lost weight. The reason why I lost weight is that it is part intentional and part not intentional, of course. But I am losing my tummy. It's not a beer belly because I don't drink, but because to maintain this warmth, my body has to burn extra. It's like revving your car's engine, and it's not even moving. You know. So that's our famous firewood shop. Okay. If you want firewood, it's 07308704333. If you need firewood, don't expect to deliver deliveries. So I'm Mexican finger in. Who's that? How would you say it? Wait. Miguel? Is that Miguel? Oh God, wait. How do you read these things in the glare? So the guy who wrote Mexican finger. Okay. Well, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I hope it's a cool something. We don't want to be flagged by YouTube, okay? I cannot stop you from saying things, but you know, it would be your own detriment, man. Okay. Hola, amigo. Okay. So here, being a prepper involves having a lot of canned goods that are the types that would last long. Canned goods are not even the best one as well because they rust. Okay. The best ones, just general tip, if in case you might become interested in the future. Uh, the best ones long term, since it doesn't earth, we don't have earthquakes here, would be jars of pickled or jammed food would be very nice. Okay, just in case you don't really have to eat it on an everyday and try to make yourself miserable. I understand that. Wait, who's that? Let's see if we could make the screen brighter. Okay. Medit. Okay. Medit. Okay. So he retracted the message, but like I said, it's a free world. But you have to bear the responsibilities for that of whatever we do, good or right. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm not patronizing anyone. Uh, and then your last line of defense from starvation would be military meals. Okay, the one that doesn't really taste well but packs a lot of calories. That would be your, you know, if you're eating that, that's a really bad sign if you're a prepper, because it basically meant that you're running out of food. Okay, because those military food, they last like really long time, so you should not eat that if you're a prepper. In the event of not zombies, of course. I'm not talking about zombies. God, no, please, no. I don't imagine it's so funny if there's zombies walking in the snow here and looking for prey. Not really, but you know, the world have really changed. You know, a lot of fighting and crimes and everywhere. Living in the city would be nice if everything is in order. But if you take out the electricity in 1 week's time, it will be all chaos. I'm not saying doomsday or something, but it's just, you know, people would show their true colors when there's a crisis. And I hope you understand that as well. So it's better. Imagine if the cities are running wild or going crazy and everything. People like us who live here, hopefully including me, would have a better chance of being safe and being, how do you say that? We would have enough time to evacuate and go to further remote places. Uh, because I don't think looters would probably be interested in going to places in like this. You know, the next house to loot would be 2 kilometers away. Come on, not really. But that's a general idea that I was like, you know, floating around. Okay. So again, hi, my name is Royce, and Royce from Sweden here in YouTube. Uh, I'm one of those people that who likes this kind of environments, and I really want to live here. But we're working on it as well, because it's not just a simple matter of packing your bags and go here. The biggest problem for most people that live here, even in Stockholm, is the weather is somewhat depressing, which is true. Believe me, it is true. Because if you just come here because you got a fancy job with like really fancy pay, but you just try to overlook the weather, that will be a really, really bad recipe for you. Because most of the new people like me that moved here in Sweden, I don't know if it's just they're trying to be like bitchy or trying to be extremely self-serving, but they will always complain, oh, Sweden is dark, it's lonely, it's cold, it's wet, the people are not that friendly in most cases. To be honest, there is a ring of truth there, but the problem is that they didn't they it's how life works here. It's not like there's a big sign somewhere in the airport that's like coconut trees, bananas and exotic fruits and lush greenery and everything. It doesn't say that. I mean, when you think about Sweden, it's snow. It always comes into mind, and this kind of weather is not really for everyone, to be honest. So why complain? I moved here, you know, I moved here because I like this kind of setup, this kind of life, you know. I know what I'm getting myself into, see? And a lot of people thought that the big salary or this insane amount of money that you're being offered to get paid would be, how do you say that, would would fix everything. Well, bad news, because to be honest, really money cannot really buy the happiness that most people want. You know what I mean? I know it sounds cheesy, it sounds weird, it sounds old school, but you have to remember that not everything old school is no longer smart or better or what. It's impossible. So, and that's even a mathematical from a mathematical standpoint. Okay, so like everything new, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're like the best or the greatest solutions or whatsoever. No, not really. But like I said, well, wait, who's this? Hey, John. Yes. Hey, John. Thank you for your comment and everything. But we're not we're not talking about here religion, okay, or spirituality or anything spiritual. So just to let you know, you can how do you say that? You could say as much as you want, but I'm not going to like answer what you wrote, because this would be more on travel related rather than what you're talking about. Okay, but feel free to write as much as you want. But I'm not going to talk about it because, like I said, this is about travel and living around here. And I never claim I know who made all of these things. Okay, I never put a name or anything, even in the past. Okay, so welcome, John. Uh, Stick around. Okay, so for me, this would be like a nice place for me to, just find myself in a way. Uh, I don't have any of all of the answers, and most people, or probably all of us, doesn't know the answers of what we're looking for. But I think this is like a better place. Oh wow, look at that! There's a hole. Okay, so here's a lesson: never, never try go inside that place. There's a ice mound, and then the payloader left a hole there. You should never go in it to take a picture or a selfie, because the amount of ice on top of you is enough to crush you. Okay? If you survive the crushing part, you would suffocate for sure. It's like a mini avalanche or something. Uh, Wait, who's this? Dread. Hi, Dread 1969. Well, this is very good skiing uh, snow, very powdery, because there's not a lot of much people. The hotel has about maybe around 400 guests, and most of them don't walk really. So it would be nice to go skiing today, like those cross country skiing, which is basically like a brisk walk, on skis. And to be honest, since it's above 0 Celsius, not really that cold. I took off my gloves because I'm starting to sweat, and it's really, even if they say that climate change it's not true, or true depending on which side you are, but you do have to notice that the weather had changed in recent years, especially if you're old enough to remember. I mean, I was born in the 1970s. I mean, weather patterns have changed. Uh, summers got hotter, winters got shorter. Even the snowfall here in the north, of all places, has become lesser. Last year, minus 25 Celsius would be the average, they say, in these parts. But now it's above zero. The only reason why it's not melting is that the combined, cold around you doesn't make it melt. Yeah, hi, Dread. Yes, yes. Oh, to be honest, like, okay, disclaimer. I used to live in the tropics, but I've been living here in Europe since 1996. Even that, there's a big change in weather. I remember in northern Italy, where I used to live, uh, Milan, Milan, Italy, used to have snow like this just before the turn of the century. Okay, like this, cars buried in snow. But now you only see sprinkling of snow. So it's, I don't know if you need to be sad or happy, but for example, in Italy, they depend their water from glacial melt water from Switzerland. And now Switzerland has no longer have enough glaciers below 1,000 feet or 300 meters. They all melted. So all of the, how to say that, ski resorts in a certain altitude are all closed because it's no longer, how to say that, it's no longer smart, or it doesn't really pay off. Ski resorts without snow is not really very popular. It doesn't really sell well. I'm just making it lighter conversation, if you know what I mean. Aha, Dread, hi. You see, I used to study, well, I studied, not finished, okay? I studied in one of the universities around London, and winters are not very cold, very, how do you say that? Just wet. Yeah, I understand it. Scotland would have something like this, you know, even in the Highlands, I say. I also lived in Ireland, tried to live there. In fact, that's the first European country that I lived. And it's very rare that they would have snow like this. It does get cold, it does snow, but I guess the winds from the Gulf Stream has an effect on it, because we are in the interior. In a general direction, this is we're walking towards Norway, and there are mountains there, and so it's blocking the warm ocean air, warmer ocean air, to blow past this one. And so the snow here gets a chance to accumulate and just, like, be like this. It looks nice, which is really fairy tale like, but if there is no modern conveniences like, canned goods, groceries, supermarkets, money, marketing, distribution, and all of these modern amenities, a lot of people cannot survive here, because the agriculture here, if you're going to plant potatoes here, you only have like 2 months, or maybe in a good year 3 months of warm weather to grow your potatoes. And when I say that, you need to grow enough for you to last for a year. So that's why the humble potato, which is a South American plant, is greatly appreciated here in Europe in general, because it's very easy to grow, and it's very easy to store, and it packs a lot of calories. Yeah, Dred, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I hope you should visit northern Sweden, or even Rovaniemi. That would be the Finnish city where allegedly Santa Claus uh, lives there. Okay, so we're pretty much Rovaniemi would be a little bit north here, maybe like 100 or 200 kilometers north with respect to the latitude of this place. We are just below the Arctic Circle, but the effects of the Arctic Circle is very quite pronounced here, enough that we can, we could feel it. Wait, there we go. How cold? Okay, so right now it's 2 degrees Celsius. Yesterday it was 15, negative 15 Celsius. So when it comes to temperature with respect to the imperial system, we use metrics here. So when I say some temperatures and distances, it will be in the metric system. So kilometers, centimeters, and Celsius. Okay. If you want to find out the conversion, then we can always rely on Mr. Google for it. So this is a part of the resort. Well, that's one of those, not really cabana, but it's like a hut. It's like a gazebo that it's enclosed. For our first-time viewers, our daily visit to the one of the world's cleanest public bathrooms in the world. It also have like a heater. It's quite warm. Tissue paper as well. And that's locked, but there's a fireplace inside. This is an oath. Wait, let's see. Oh yeah, you can see it. That really looks nice. Really looks nice. And then this is well, this bit is, I'm pretty sure it's not a reindeer skeleton, but this one, it's the real deal. Okay, I call this reindeer George. Well, that's the one, and that's the lake. So we're going there. If you see the tree line on the other side, I actually crossed it, and it was really like it's not a mirage, but it's an optical illusion that it looks like it's very near, but it's really quite far. My estimate, it was like 2 or 3 kilometers, the width from the shore here to the other part. And just to give you an idea, wait, let's go further. We're still walking in the beach because the tree line is still here. So there's a beach buried somewhere here. There's a guy over there, and there's a marked route here to make a shortcut, because the nearest village of about 5,000 people is in that general direction. There used to be a cell site that would be my landmark, but we're expecting dense fog later. So I crossed this one, and boy, it was really far. Okay, there's the guy walking close here. Okay, it's really beautiful. It's like another planet. It's like another world. And I haven't really told a lot of people yet from on this blog that I'm finishing a book. Yes, I know a lot of people are writing books or would like to, but this is my 3rd book, and it has a soundtrack as well. And imagine if you have a house, maybe one of those or like those, and then it has like a conservatory, or at least a part of the house that's facing the water has a grand piano, because I play the piano as well. And I cannot really say if you can see a roof just at the end of all of these tree lines. I think it's further more is where I live. So that's how I can walk here, but the problem is that you need snowshoes, because it's how to say that, it's powdery snow, and if it's powdery snow, it takes a lot of energy to walk. Wait, who's this? Oh, we have somebody here. 15. Switzerland and live in a small mountain village, so I have a colder temperature, but for now it's getting warmer due to spring. That's it. Yeah. Hello, Andreas, I think is your name. Yeah. It's even colder. The coldest that since I arrived here on the first week of January this year, my first time to live here, it was negative 25, and I cannot do this, to be honest, or anything exposed skin, even for a while. Okay, but like they say, the Swedish has this saying that there's no bad weather, just bad clothing. You know what I mean? Which is kindly true. Right now, I'm wearing my really the right shoe now, and then the right pants. Oh, wait, ouch! And then a little bit warmer. But if I would be wearing the same kind of clothes that I wear for negative 25, I'll be sweating now. But Andreas, like I said, uh, I live. I used to work in Mendrizo, so I think you heard about that place. Then Foxtown and also in Lugano. I used to work there. So very beautiful place. Like I said before in the blog, one of the most beautiful places in Europe in 4 seasons, in any of the 4 seasons, would be Switzerland. So it's the hey man. So although Switzerland doesn't have a lot of flat surfaces, and I am not really sure if some of the lakes there do freeze like this. I am not really very sure about that as well. So, well, if you know, I'm assuming that in the higher elevations, the small alpine ponds are, they do freeze over, I guess, but not as like this. Like this is, wait, I have no idea how big this one. But if you want to see how big this lake is, just type on Google Maps SLAGNAS, and then choose the one. If there's another place, choose the one in like Sweden. Yeah, Norrbotten, Sweden. Norrbotten would be like a state, like Ticino in Switzerland, Lombardia, or one of those things. Uh, Now I'm getting hungry. So let's walk back to the hotel. For those first timers, we are not, employees of the hotel are not allowed to make any kind of recordings to when you go across the, what do you call this, the road there. So in these parts, I was told you could film as much as you want, but inside the hotel, I could not even take pictures of the dishes that we create there. So okay, so this is like a Volkswagen Caravan or Caravelle. It's one of those. It's the 9-seater. So you can see the scale of the teepee, and then this one as well. But Andreas, I think you have a good deal living in Switzerland. Not too warm, not too cold. You can enjoy a lot of all of the best bits of the world. You know what I mean? Unlike here, we only have, from what I was told, because the people that I met here, they're very friendly. They're teaching me and telling me or informing me of like what does it takes, because this is not one of those like holiday romance that I fell in love in the place and then I'm going to regret it a couple of months later. I have decided a long time ago, I just wanted to test myself. And the best way to test it is to be, to go there. It's like, for example, no amount of reading about Switzerland We use Andrea's country. Will make me an expert if I have never been there. Okay, you know, you could see all of the maps, the history books, all of these numbers, even Google Maps. But if you have not really lived there for ideally years, you would not understand the place. Okay, but it's very different. I know a lot of tourists would be just visiting, uh, let's say, for example, like Paris for 1 or 2 days, and you not really say Paris is so and so. I'm very sure of that. You need to live. I mean, look, I've been living here since January, and now it's the end of February, and there's still a lot of things to learn. And I cannot really say I know everything, but I got really like very good ideas and advice from the locals. That's the number one important thing. Uh, the advice from the locals. So the firewood. Uh, oh yeah, it's very lonely here, which is like what I need. Uh, Full disclosure, I'm over 50. But if you're a teenager or somebody really young, this is not really like a good place for you to live, because I would sincerely ask you to, you know, see the world. Sounds corny, but it's true. Yeah, you see the world before you make a good decision. I have seen a fair share of the world. I've been to around 30 plus countries now, and I have no plans of going to everywhere. Cannot afford that. But plus, I'm too old to travel in a way. So I rather, you know, spend my time in places like this. Okay, you see this? You cannot really eat that. So uh, living here is not as easy as you might think. Yeah, if you depend on the modern conveniences, that would be very good. But you need to really, really prepare when power is down for days. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a broken pipe in the water system here, and the entire village, including my place, we were told not to drink water unless you boil it. So 5 minutes boiling. And a lot of my friends, even if the water looks clear and nice and no smell, you wouldn't believe that a couple of my colleagues are having the stomach cramps. You know what I mean about that. So that's really hard. So that's why I'm moving here, because this place has its own water supply, so I can drink more. You know what bottled. You know how boiled water tastes, even though it's already cooled down. Yeah, not really in my taste. So again, this is part of the blog that I have to say goodbye now. I'll be back live streaming maybe in 3 hours, 4 hours from now. So again, from northern Sweden, from Slagnäs, I wish you well. Keep in touch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Take care. Hey do from northern Sweden. Bye.